literally everything you need to know before your trip to Rome in this video. Let's dive in. Can you imagine that in 2023 alone, more than 35 million people visited Rome? More than 35 million people visited only one city. Next year, in 2025, 60 million people planning to visit Rome, the capital of Italy, for the Jubilee of the Pope. 60 million, guys, which is really close to the population of the whole Italy. So, if you're one of those people, my first advice to you, book everything well in advance. Like, start right now, this year. Book your hotel, book your transportation, book all your excursions around the city, but be ready, it's going to be lots and lots of other tourists visiting the city at the exact same place. So, if it's your first ever time in Italian capital, or you really want to try the best food Rome can offer, in the description to this video you will find my travel to Rome guide, all best places around Rome, handpicked, perfectly selected, recommended by the Romans, everything in one place. Now, everything you need to know, or I want you to know before that unforgettable trip of yours to Italy. Well, people tend to say that the best time to visit Rome will start from the end of April to the very end of June. And from very end of August, I would say beginning of September to the very end of October. The weather would be the best. It's not cold yet, but it's not excruciatingly hot anymore. Well, me personally, I don't entirely agree with that statement. Yes, the weather might be pleasant, but don't forget, it's the highest season. So first of all, the prices will be really higher during that high season, but the second thing, which is a little bit more irritating for me, the amount of people around and the queues, like everywhere, the lines, it's insane. Rome is really packed those months of the year. So guys, I highly advise you to invest in these skip the line passes for major attractions like Vaticano Museum, Sixtine Chapel, Colosseum, Roman Forum, the Pantheon. So my favorite season is February. The weather is great. It's still pleasant 15 degrees Celsius outside, and there are almost no people and no queues to the main attractions. There are also huge discounts in all local shops, because that time they're changing their collections to summer one, so they're offering their current stock with 50-70% discount. There is one major thing I want you to remember, guys. The absolutely worst time to travel to Rome would be August, and especially first 3 weeks of August. It's so hot. It's like unbearably hot. It's like burning hot that you cannot even stay outside for too long, daytime. Even the Romans themselves, they cannot handle that heat, and they're running away from the city to their mountain house or the seaside or a country house, just running away from this excruciating heat. So lots and shops and restaurants, they are closed during this season. The currency in Italy, like the currency in Europe, it's euro. It's not US dollars. And I know that I would say 10 people asked me this question when I was in California, when I was in the US last year. And okay, if 10 people asked me this question, let me tell all of you, just to avoid any confusion during your first trip. Currency in Italy, like in Europe, is euro. Guys, make sure that you have Apple Pay with you, some things like Revolut, Monzo, or any other payment terminal right on your phone, and which will it will eliminate your international transaction, it will save your time and energy to bring all this cash with you, and again, it will attract less attention to your persona when you're traveling in Europe. So guys, any questions, let me know, but I want you to travel to Europe in the most pleasant, wonderful, unforgettable, in a good way. Number 3, we are in Rome, we are in Italy, we are 2 steps away from Vatican. But I don't want to discuss religion with you, but I want to discuss with you my personal Italian religion. You can also practice in Italy, in any part of it, Italian food and Italian coffee. So next, and Italian coffee. About this rule that no cappuccino after 11 a.m., no cappuccino after midday, 12 noon. Guys, it's not really a crime. Sometimes I order my cappuccino after lunchtime because this is the only time I'm having my break after doing my things. But still, I prefer ordering my macchiato caldo. It's the same principle as cappuccino, just a smaller cup, like a shot of espresso, with a little bit of foamed milk in it. So it tastes exactly like your cappuccino, just, well, it makes you feel much more like Italian. But what is still a real crime is to order ice to go with your coffee. Well, let's just forgive them. Let's give them a couple of more centuries. Maybe eventually they will understand that when it's August in Rome with plus 40, 104 Fahrenheit outside, it's not really a bad idea to have your coffee drink with ice and enjoy your cold coffee beverage in the morning. So traditional Italian food. Guys, please, it's not just pasta and pizza. No, please guys, I'm begging you. Try traditional Roman dishes like coda alla vaccinara or carciofi alla giudia. There are so many other traditional Roman dishes, fish dishes, meat dishes. They're absolutely delicious. So why not to try it? Please, when you're in Rome, give it a go. Go to Trastevere, go to Jewish area of Rome and ask for their special dishes they can recommend and just go and try it. Traditional Roman dishes, my mouth is getting watery even when I mention them. For you to remember, 6 p.m. dinner in Italy equals tourist trap. 8 p.m. dinner in Italy equals traditional, delicious Italian dinner in an authentic Italian place. Attention! In terms of basics, what I absolutely want you to try when you're coming to Rome. First of all, it's pizza romana. It's delicious pizza full of different toppings, but served on a very, very thin crust. Super crispy, super delicious pizza romana or Roman pizza. And of course, pasta carbonara, pasta cacio e pepe, and pasta amatriciana. Those are 3 major pastas typical from Rome, and they're absolutely delicious here. If you ever try pasta carbonara anywhere outside Rome, you will be impressed how fantastically delicious it is right here, the place where it was invented. Number 7, and let's talk about, is Rome even expensive? Let's just check it. We're going to the supermarket. With this heat, I'm dying for cold water, or sparkling water. I know in many of my videos I told you that in Rome you don't need to buy drinking water. You can get it from Fontaine, Colt Nazzoni, 2000 around Rome, but I'm dying for sparkling water. Grazie, buona giornata, arrivederci. €1. Me drinking 4 liters of water every single day. Do your calculation, guys. My brain is melting, so I cannot do it myself. Back to Pantheon. So, if Rome is expensive, I would say compared to what? Compared to Los Angeles, Rome looks like 3 times less expensive than Los Angeles, maybe even more. Compared to Norway, London, or even Paris, Rome is super cheap. Okay, let me give you an example. For delicious cappuccino here in Rome, you will pay on average €2. Delicious cappuccino together with delicious local pastry is about €4. Delicious, like mamma mia, traditional pizza will cost you €9. My absolutely favorite pasta carbonara in Trastevere is in Tonarello restaurant, will cost you €12. Aperol spritz with some snack in a form a shape of aperitivo here in Rome is about €9. Just Aperol spritz as a drink starts with €5 per portion. Of course, depending on which exact area of Rome you are. Next thing I want you to know about your future trip to Italy, how long for you should come and visit Italy. My personal opinion, at least 2 weeks, especially if you're coming from places, from faraway places like the US. Just try to put as much as you can in your trip. You're doing all this trip anyway with these long flights and accommodation things. So guys, opt for 2 weeks at least. 3, perfect. I would advise leave 4-7 days to stay in Rome, and if you're coming close to summertime, go to south of Italy. My favorite part, of course, would be Sicily, and Sardinia. And if you're coming winter time, like winter months, go up north. That's incredible. But to be honest with you, just go anywhere you want in Italy based on your individual preferences and your desires. By the way, if you have any questions about your trip to Italy, about your accommodation, and especially about traditional Italian food, so basically if you have any specific questions about your personal trip to Italy, I have my calendar attached to the description to this video. Book a session with me. I will be happy to share my knowledge, my expertise, my energy, my motivation, and all the best I can share with you. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope now you're fully prepped for your next unforgettable, unbelievable trip to Italy and to Rome. I love you so much, ragazzi. As our tradition goes, I will see you next week. I love you, my darlings. Love you so much. Welcome to Italy. Bye for now. Bye.